difference. You guys are helping me make a difference in the world because we're actually helping people become better in math. In fact, the cool thing with this video is I just got a letter last week from some people that are concerned about the lack of quality of education in South Africa. And so they've been looking at the different math videos online, and they actually sent me an email, asked permission to use my videos in their courses so that all the kids in Africa, in South Africa, are going to be watching these videos. And I said yes, of course.
Yes.
It's for free, right? That's what it's supposed to be for. It's very cool.
South Africa and
And
English.
you guys are doing this. That's what you're participating
You're
in.
helping Jen. We're studying South Africa and English.
Really? That's so cool. All right. So anyways, back to this.
Well, plus you also got that letter about the money.
Still personal.
All right, I did. Right.
Yeah, you
I haven't
should
done
do
that
it.
yet. We'll see. We'll get there. Well, again, everything takes time. Compound inequalities. So that's up to this point. Well, I guess yesterday, whatever, we talked about solving inequalities, and they look just like an equation, right? Only they had an inequality sign, a greater than or less than or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to sign, right? And we learned that we could solve them exactly the same way, except not exactly, right? We had, if we multiplied, what?
Are we rolling?
We're rolling, yeah.
Oh, like
Fractions.
Oh, sorry. Say it again.
Lights, camera, fraction.
Okay, great. That's a delayed. That's a delayed. Okay, that's very delayed. Okay.
On Wednesday.
Now I lost where I was, but well, we learned that if we divided both sides by a negative number or multiplied both sides by a negative number, we had to flip the inequality sign, right? Whichever one it is. And but now we're looking at compound inequalities, and for many of you, they're very weird. You've probably never seen these before.
No.
Now, technically, this is two inequalities, right? Technically, this is this. 14 is less than x plus 2. And then I'm going to use the word and. Very important, just so you know.
Wait, so
Right.
you just cut out the 20 though?
Not yet. I put the word and. Doesn't an and mean something's coming?
Yeah.
Usually. You don't usually say, this is Andrea and.
I jumped to
Right?
conclusion.
You jumped to conclusions, right? So now we have this is less than that, right? You see how this works? X plus 2 is less than or equal to 20. Right? You with me?
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. So it's either this inequality or this inequality. I'm not or, and this inequality, right?
And.
So now what we have to do is I'm asking you to solve it and graph it, okay?
Wait,
So
what
I'm
type
asking you
of
to do
graph?
this, solve and graph, okay? And these are fun. So this is really easy to solve. You already know how to solve. That was last night's homework, right? We just subtract 2, and then I have 12 is less than x. Oh wait, but I did a negative, shoot, on both sides. Should I switch the sign?
Yeah.
Why?
No.
Because it didn't divide or multiply.
I didn't divide or multiply, I just subtracted. Subtraction is okay, it doesn't change anything, right? It's just when you divide or multiply by a negative. So I see that x is greater than 12. That's interesting. Now let's do this one. I'm going to subtract 2. So I have x is less than or equal to 18. And I got to put this little word in between these two answers. And. Okay? I'm going to put that in a box, because that's an important word in these. Okay, so now I've got to graph this. But I'm graphing two of them on the same graph, right? Now let's think about this for a second. So I'm going to do one line like this.
Wait, by graph do you mean number line?
A number line, basically. Sorry, yeah, a number line. And so where are we here? We got 18 and we got 12. Okay, so I've got my zeros way over here, right? I don't even need that really. So we've got 12 here. We'll just say this is 12. We'll say this is 12.
Midway.
Right? And we'll say this is 18, right? Okay? So let's do the first one first. It says x. I'm reading it backwards, right? I'm reading from the right to the left because I always start with my.
I might have an idea of how you graph it. I'm just guessing.
Okay, what's your guess?
I'm guessing maybe you, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well, you might be right. We'll just see.
Okay.
So I'm going to first graph this one. I'm going to read it from the x though. So I'm going backwards. Even though that's a less than sign, I'm going to read it as x is greater. You see why? Because x, the big mouth is facing the x. X is greater than 12, right? X is greater than 12. Does it equal 12?
No.
So it's got to be a solid. Wait, actually, what I'm going to do before I put it here, I'm going to actually come up here. I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to put a open circle. And it says x is greater than 12. So I would go this way. Would you guys agree with me?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not doing just a short little line and then an arrow. I'm bringing my line all the way to the end of my number line, okay? That's important. You'll see why in a minute. And then my next one, it says x is less than or equal to 18. So I'm going to come up here just a little ways. It says less than or equal to, it's got to be solid, right? And it's less than, so it's going to go this way. You with me?
Yeah.
Now, we use the word and. Whenever you see them written like this, it's always and. Whenever you see a three-sided thing like that, right? Then it's always an and, right? So when they say and, if I said to all of you guys, if you were wearing blue and pink, stand up. If you're using blue, wearing blue and pink, stand up. Blue and pink, right?
I've got here.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's fair.
I
Blue.
all black.
And she's got pink socks, right? So, but wait a minute, I have a question. Michael is wearing blue. Why didn't he stand up?
Well, because he's always sitting.
Because he's not wearing pink.
He's not wearing pink, right? Good point too. But he doesn't have pink. He's not wearing pink, right? That's true. Superman doesn't wear pink. Is that what you're saying? No.
No, he's saying he's Superman, so he should get to stand.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't get to stand. Oh, he's rising. Look at him. He has the coolest chair on the planet. Okay. So would you guys wait, guys? So think about what I just asked you, though, in terms of math. If I'm using the word and, they both have to be true. Am I right? Okay. So I'm going to go through this. I'm going to start from way over here. Are they both true?
Yeah.
Am I touching? I'm touching this one, but there's nothing here.
True.
It's true, right? Right here, right? So that's where it starts. So I'm going to bring this solid dot down here onto my number line, right? And now look, they're both true. I've got this by using my vertical line test. It actually works always really pretty easily. And this is where it goes. But is it true here?
No.
No. And means they both have to be true. So my answer is going to be this, and I'm going to put a solid line between the two.
What? Why?
Because that solid line is the answer, right? I'm bringing these down, and I've got a solid line.
Because it's anywhere from this to this.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Right, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So is that basically the answer, the entire answer?
That's the answer. That's exactly
So
it.
it's either 13 or 18.
Well, actually, here I'm gonna write the. It's not the entire answer. Thank you for saying that. So now I've graphed it, and I want to write the actual entire answer, right? The entire answer is this. And ironically, if I leave with the x here on the right, like I did, then I could just do this. Think about it. 12. Well, I put x in the middle since x is this, right? And I'm going to go like this. Boom. Boom. Right? Think about it. That's the answer. X is greater than 12 and less than or equal to 18.
Oh.
I just put x in the middle, and you're always going to have them facing to the left, right? When it's an and like that. Yes.
When was the X on the right or left side?
then basically you're going to start with the left point and then put the right point here and put x in the middle. And x has got to be bigger than this point, and it's got to be littler than this point, right? See what I mean? Well, so x is smaller than this, so that looks right. X is bigger, so I got the big mouth here, than this, because x is over here, which is bigger than 12, right? So you just kind of figure that out. But that is, now, sometimes you will see set notation. Set notation. I want you to just understand. Whoops, I don't want to do it there. Oh well, I'll do it right here. You see? Set notation. This is one. There's a few ways to do set notation, but usually when you have set notation, you use a set is done by using a brace. Are you guys watching, guys, in the back? Yeah. It's really important. A brace. A brace is like this. Okay?
I can never draw really.
I know. Well, you're going to learn how to then. And this is one way to write it, where you would say the set, that means set, the set of all x's such that. That's what I just wrote. The set of all x's such that. That's a colon. Such that 12 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 18. And then I do my set bracket on the other side. So it's good to just get used to that, because you will probably see that. Right? Okay.
I did it. Oh my
Now,
god.
I'm really wishing I had more teeth. But now, we did that way. Now I want to show you a really cool, quicker way to solve this. Okay? You ready?
Yeah.
This is a quicker way to solve this. How many sides do I have? 3. What's the golden rule of algebra say?
Whatever you do into one thing is doing to the other.
But there's 3 sides. So you're starting in the middle. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do to all the sides, right? Right? So I want to get the x all by itself in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So the 2's in the way. So watch this. This is cool. I'm going to subtract 2, subtract 2, subtract 2.
What?
And then suddenly it says
That
12
breaks the laws
is
of
less than x,
square.
which is less than or equal to 18. Wow, that's interesting.
And that's your entire answer.
That was my answer.
That was fast.
Oh, why didn't I just teach that to you before? That's like
Because you
I
need
don't
to know how
know,
to
man.
graph it.
Oh.
Because you need to know how to graph it.
because you need to know how to graph it, exactly. And actually, on the homework, I think there's only 2 that are written like this. A lot of them are going to just be written like this, I'll have this, and I'll have the word and then this. Now, let me just say what? Yes, I'm sorry. Can you put them together? You can, and you will in the final answer, right? And you could just because when they're together with 3 sides, it's always an and. It's always an and, okay? However, now I just want to show you like a weird example that you may encounter. Oh. Okay, I can get rid of that. I guess I can get rid of this.
Wait, did Michael take a picture?
What?
Oh, yeah.
There's a bit
That's
of
really fast.
Okay, so let's say I had this. All right, let's say I had this.
Gary, remember Michael's camera phone.
Oops. Okay.
A picture of the video. You can take a picture of my nose. Screenshot the video. Of your nose?
Okay.
Take a picture of my nose.
All right.
Or my notes.
Hang on, guys. Shh. Let's say a lot of these. Oh, I see. Look at that. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. A lot of these have already got. It's not like there's something you have to solve. It just says, you know, x is greater than this and x is whatever. So let's try that. So let's try this one. And we're going to solve and graph. Solve and graph. So we have x is less than, I don't know, -2, and x is now we have to graph that. So I do my line. Okay, here's -2.
And the homework?
Here's
you
5.
graph it?
This is the kind of thing you'll see on homework, right? I mean, one of the things you'll see. And you just have to graph it. That's pretty easy, right?
Wait,
So x is less than -2. So I could do, like I said, we'll come up here, we'll just start here. I'm going to leave my final line until I'm ready, till I'm sure of what's going to happen. So we've got x is less than -2. Less than open circle, less than -2, that way. And then we have x is greater than 5, does not equal it, so it's an open circle again. Greater than 5. Okay, so I am going to bring this down, right? Boom, boom. Okay, bring this down, boom, boom. Okay, beautiful. All right, what's my solution? Ben.
X is either anything less than -2, or X could be anything greater than 5.
Did you just hear what he said?
Or.
He said the word or. What is the word?
Or.
What is the word
Or.
in this problem?
And.
All right, so Mira, so what were you going to say? So what's the answer? Anybody know? Ha!
Oh,
What?
wait.
What did you say? Who said that? What did you say? There is no answer. Right?
Oh.
There is no place
That wouldn't make
where
sense.
there's no place where they overlap. And
Oh.
right?
This way.
Right? This one works, but this one doesn't, right? There is no place. There is no solution. No solution. Now, if it said no solution, spelling while I'm talking on something else is really tricky sometimes. Now where I was going? Oh, now, but Ben brought up a very interesting point. Way to go, Ben.
Yeah.
He said if he had said or, the answer would be the question, right? It would be x is less than -2 or x is greater than 5.
So
because
is that right?
it can be over here or it can be over here. It doesn't have to satisfy both, it just has to satisfy one.
So
right?
am I right?
You were right if it said or.
Oh.
But you're wrong because it said and. And means they both have to be true.
Well, okay.
But here,
what
only
if it's
one of them's
or?
true. None of them are true. Only one of them's true.
Oh.
There's never a time when they're both true.
No, but what would be the problem for that?
If I said and or,
No, if x is less than -2, and then x is greater than -5. I mean, then greater than 5. How would you write that problem?
so the answer is no solution. Because there's no place. I graphed it to prove it, and there's no place where they overlap.
No, but I mean, how would you write it before you wrote the and?
But that is the problem with the and. That's my point.
Okay.
The and tells you it's a specific kind of a problem, right?
Yeah.
If I had said or, then there would be a solution. But I said and, there isn't,
Okay,
because there's
so-
no overlap, right?
Yeah.
I know you're asking something that I'm not quite getting. You want to?
Yeah.
You want to?
I was wondering if the problem was x is greater than 5 and then x is less than -2. How would you? Here, I'll hold it up like this.
I mean, I could write it as a three-sided thing.
Yeah, that's
that what
what
you
I'm
mean?
asking. I
That's
should have
what you
just said that. That would have been
Okay.
so much easier.
All right, so I could write it. So I could put the x in the middle, right? X is in the middle, and then the little point is facing the x. Wait a minute. X is less than. Let's see. I put -2. That's interesting. X is less than -2, and x is greater than 5. Right?
What?
That's how you.
That's not even possible.
X
It's
is
greater than 5, but it's less than -2.
right because it's two problems. It's this and this, right?
So you were just okay. I get it now.
Okay. So we're running out of time.
Right.
Yep, you're out of time.
So one last thing, okay? Watch, everybody really pay attention. Fast. We're going to do this fast. I'm going to use an or. So you understand if that had said or, that would be, your answer would be this or this, right? Makes sense. Because it's either all of that or all of this, right? And you could use set notation. You could say the set of all x's such that x is less than -2 or x is whatever, right? That would be set notation. Now, what if this last one for an or, let's say I said x is greater than -10 or, there's the word or, x is less than 17, okay? I'm going to draw that really fast. So here is -10, here is 17, and it says x is greater than -10. -10. So greater than, it's going to go this way, right?
Yeah.
And x is less than 17. It's going to go this way, right?
That sounds.
All real numbers would be your answer. Because think about it. You don't have to have 2. You only have to have 1. There's always a 1 over here because it goes on forever and ever, right? There's always a 1. There's a 2 here, right? But it doesn't matter. If there's 2, it's fine. Because it's or. And then there's only 1 here. So the answer here would be the set of all x's such that x is, you could write all real numbers, or there's a fancy way to do it in math. You do a capital, gorgeous little R. And then
R.
Right?
Because it stands for real.
A capital like R like that means all real numbers in math, okay?
And we have to, and the answer for stuff will be written in the.
Oh,
And
I get
so-
it.
Yeah. And so the answer would be like this. The graph would be like this, right? It would
Yeah.
go forever,
Yeah.
right? Both ways.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Thank
it.
you.